We usually bring the live feed up so we can see what's going on and talk to people, but I can't see that we're going live or. It's live right now.
No, that's you muted it.
And now, Ken and Mike.
I can't see it.
I don't know, but I think that we are on. Are we? I don't see.
Yeah, here we go. Now we're going.
We're live.
Now we're live.
We're live.
We're live.
Hi. Welcome to the Ken and Mike Show. We are
live
very happy
now.
that you're
Finally,
here.
it's
Today
working.
is the 11th, right, of June? I don't even know what day it is. Is it 11th?
June 11th.
June 11th. Thank you guys so
Hey,
much for
Kenny, guess
tuning in. What?
It's 8 p.m. Eastern
Standard Time. And I get you the volume down on that puppy.
Yeah, I'll mute it.
So, yeah, listen, we are so glad you tuned in. Last week we had an amazing show. We talked about vaccinations, and we had a lot of feedback from that. So
we really want
yeah.
to be thankful to
Yeah.
the people that participated in that and gave us a lot of stuff.
No, I mean, obviously it's something that you guys want to talk about. I mean, because it is a very hot topic right now.
Yeah, we could have continued. We
Yeah.
could have made a secondary show.
And I
out of
think
it.
we will definitely do this again because I think we're going to try to get somebody on, maybe a doctor or something like that, and have a deeper conversation. However, obviously, again, thank you again. That was a great show. And tonight, first, Mike, hi, how are you?
Good, Kenny.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm really good.
How was your week?
It was really good. Yeah.
Why does I feel like something happened this past week? What happened this past week?
I don't know.
How do I have a feeling?
I
that
don't
there was
live in your
something
head.
I wanted. Thank God. There was something we were talking about.
There was lots of stuff we were talking
Well,
about
what
for
happened
sure.
this week?
Well, I do know that there's a certain person that couldn't make it tonight because he had a little birthday dinner.
Oh, that's right.
I
Oh,
have
the
to have a
person,
birthday
the
dinner.
person
Yeah.
that wanted the show to be all about him.
Yeah, Sam Romano.
Yeah, wanted to be all
Our
about
media
him.
guy.
Yeah, because listen, I put out this topic on this question on my page saying, what topics, questions you guys want us to discuss on the Ken and Mike show? And Sam said Sam Romano.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, cool, we'll make the
Yeah,
show
of
all
course.
about
yeah.
Sam.
Yeah, why not?
And we'll just sit back and let Sam talk.
He's 19.
And guess what?
Yeah.
He didn't show up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. You had to have a birthday dinner.
Yeah.
Who does that anymore?
Birthday dinner.
Nobody gives me a birthday dinner on my birthday.
He's 19.
Come on. Gosh
He's
darn
19 going to a birthday. No, I'm kidding.
What I do is when
Happy
I get a
birthday,
birthday
Sam.
card, when I get a birthday card sent to me in the mail, the first thing that you do when you open that puppy up?
Look for the money.
You go, is there money in that thing? If not, you hand it to the kid and say, "Hey, read this and check it out."
I look
just
for
you.
the money.
No. Listen, happy birthday, Sam. We do love you very much and appreciate you.
Hey, welcome to the Ken and Mike
Yeah.
show. Let's take care of some
Housekeeping.
some administrative things.
Sure.
Hey, right now is the time to create your watch parties.
Yeah.
To share us all over your pages. Let people know you're watching the Ken and Mike show. Now's also the time to go to YouTube.
YouTube.
Well, YouTube after the show. We'll
Oh.
upload it.
Super excited too about. Keep going. Finish that. And I got to talk about our podcast in a second.
Instagram, Twitter,
Instagram.
Instagram. I'm glad we
Yeah.
do a talk show because I'm having such a good time talking.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So listen, do those things. Go
Yeah,
on,
please share us right now. Yeah.
share the junk out of us, and because our show is really starting to take off.
Yeah,
and
we're excited about
we've
it.
had
yeah.
people contacting us, and
Yeah.
for advertising
Sure.
stuff. and
Yes.
it's really been a
And you could be one of those people too, by the way. Yeah.
plug.
Yeah.
So this is awesome, and we also have a.
Yeah. So let's
let
talk
you go
about.
on that route, and
Yeah.
then somebody can actually start to show his face now too.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a second too. Be careful, guys. You're gonna get
Oh,
freaked
yeah.
out.
It's no longer gonna be it's no longer gonna be the Ken and Mike
Mel's
show.
gonna take over.
Yeah, no,
We're
it's
done.
It's gonna be the Mel show.
Hey, so listen, we are taking all of our stuff now, and we have our archive programs as well as it's all. We have a podcast going on now too. So it's on. If you go to Castbox,
We've graduated.
Yeah, we've graduated. So Castbox.com, correct? It's not Castbox.fm. It's just Castbox. You go to Castbox.
Himalaya, they can't hear you. Nod your head.
Yes, I realize that.
Yeah.
I'm so used to just talking to you guys
Yeah.
that now I'm not used to having a
Yeah.
camera and a
Yeah,
microphone.
okay, well, you know.
So it takes me a little bit.
We
to
want
get
you to
those
feel
words.
included.
Yeah. Right. Right.
I feel included.
In the world we live in today, we want inclusion.
I feel included. I mean,
Yeah.
it does say the Ken and Mike show, not the Ken, Mike, and Mel show.
Hey, I
But-
did put your name on the. I
I
think maybe in
saw
the
that.
description. Yeah. See, I put you in there. I see. I care about you. There he is. There.
Look at that.
Hey guys,
Yeah. There's Mel.
All right.
Mel.
in case you're
So-
wondering who I am,
Yeah.
and, you know,
Never
who's
mind.
this guy?
And
Right,
never
who's
mind
this
the
guy, yeah.
backdrop either.
Yeah.
You know, we're
Yeah.
we're in a.
Don't worry about that.
We're
That's
in
that's the business side of stuff over
a,
there.
He's in a remote location.
Party in the front, business in the back. Hey, listen. So again, go to castbox.com and I think it's you should search for the Ken and Mike show, right? You just go.
You just go to your,
Yeah.
iTunes, Google app, type in Castbox, the Ken
Yep.
and Mike, or download that app.
Yeah,
and once
download the
you're
app
there,
Castbox. Yes.
Just type in the Ken and Mike show.
Yeah.
You'll find us there, and you'll see all of our.
We'll be up
latest-
on iTunes very soon too. I submitted that. We're going on that aspect too. So we'll have all of our podcasts, all the ones with the creation guys. We've had Bob Faby on. We've had David Horowitz on. We've had the Timothy Plan on, and who am I missing? Steve Cleary with the Pilgrim's Progress. We've had a lot of great guests on, and some of the best shows was just me
Who
and
was
Mike blabbing.
Yeah, we're good
Yeah.
at that. Who was that guy? Now his name
Yeah.
escapes me.
Bill
Who's that?
DeVoe.
Yes,
Who?
Bill DeVoe.
Bill.
Bill DeVoe.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
We had
yes.
him on.
Yeah, we had him on.
And the creation guys and all that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we've had all those guys on. You can check them all out there. They're archived. Yep.
Hey guys, we've had 15 shows now.
15.
I think this is 16, isn't it?
It must be. I think it is.
I think so,
I
yeah.
Yeah, I
think
think
we're at
so, yeah.
16 shows now.
Yeah.
We've lasted 16 shows. It
Yeah.
started off as just something that we had an idea
Yeah.
with, and it just kind of steamrolled.
Yeah.
And here we are now. We're on your computer every night now, or
And
every
we're-
Tuesday
yeah,
night.
And we're very excited that you're
And we can
with
be
us.
in your car if you have the Castbox. You put hook it to the Bluetooth.
Yep.
Take it with you.
We can be in your car. Hey,
Hey,
we can be everywhere. And if you have a waterproof radio, we can be in your shower.
we
too.
could be. Come on.
Mike can. I'm not gonna be.
Okay, yeah, Mike. When you're in jail, I'm not bailing you out.
You'll be sharing showers with.
Lock your
guys.
doors and your windows at night.
This is a Christian
Yeah.
perspective,
Yeah.
right? Faith perspective.
Yeah, faith perspective. Lock your doors and windows. From Mike.
Oh, geez, thanks. Well,
So
I don't know where to go with that now.
I don't know, but I'll tell you what. Tonight, listen, guys. Thank you again. We have a great show tonight. We're talking about. You guys had so many questions, comments, opinions, and we want to talk about those tonight.
Yeah, I proposed the question
Yes.
about what would you like us to talk about? Give me some topics
Yes.
for our next show, and I got inundated. And also, some
Yeah.
people took the opportunity, and one of them is watching right now, Mike, who took the opportunity just to bring up a whole bunch of stuff from my past. But we won't bring that into
No,
the
let's
show.
do that. Mike, I'm with you. Let's talk about that.
There was like 90 comments of
Yeah.
things I don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
So, but that being said, we thank you. Thank you for the input. Thank you for giving us the fodder for what we're about to get into. Sure. And yeah, it's going to be deep. This is also an opportunity that you guys can call in live, and we'll bring you on the air. And if there's something that we're missing, or even you want to contribute,
Yeah, please.
just call. The number will be there. Call in, and we'll get you on, and we'll talk about it. It doesn't have to be anything related to our topics,
Yeah,
too.
whatever you want to
I
talk
mean,
about.
we originally started this as a platform of people having issues with Christians,
Mm-hmm.
issues with Scripture, or people who are searching or seeking, and just kind of
Right.
didn't know where they are at, and we want to be approachable.
Absolutely.
And that's what the
Well, let me
point
give you
of
an
the show is.
example.
Right.
I was going over some of our archive programs the other day, and I saw one of the shows, and we had a caller call in, and he talked about something actually deep. It had to do with sexuality in the church. You remember
Right.
that call?
Yes,
It
I
was
do.
a great phone call.
That was an excellent phone call.
Yeah.
And some people are afraid to talk about
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that because it's like,
This is
oh,
the place to do it.
if I bring up this topic, how we don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
We don't care. And it can be anything.
If you were here,
We're
before-
adults. We can handle it.
Before we start the show, sometimes Mike gets so out of control.
why is it always got to be Mike gets out of
And then he-
control?
Our tagline is so perfect. It's unscripted,
Yeah.
unrestricted,
Yes.
and unashamed.
Yeah, you
That's
go.
right.
Say that again. I love that.
Unscripted, unrestricted, unashamed.
Boom.
Mike says I have to be on the show for that. I wonder why he would say something like that.
I don't know.
Hey, I'll let you in on a little bit of the secret before
Okay.
we get into the show. They're gonna tell you about. There was a time where I was wavering in and out of the Christian world. Okay?
Really?
Yeah. No one's ever done that, right?
Right.
Yeah. Hot 1 minute, cold,
Right,
back and
right.
forth. Well, back in our clubbing days and our partying days
Mm-hmm.
and getting together, do you remember who Carmen was?
Yeah, of course.
He nearly choked
Awesome
on his
God.
coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Carmen.
Well, I had an apartment.
Yeah.
And this is back in the days that I did some I don't know how to put it, but had some things that were probably objectionable to people that we hang out with now.
Okay.
And but while doing those things, sitting in my boxers, I'll never forget. He'll tell you the story. He came into my apartment where I'm hanging out with my boxer shorts, cigarette in my hand, beer in another hand, watching a Carmen video. What a contradiction!
Wow. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Good times, Mike says. But we won't get into any of the other stuff that we were.
I'm glad you cleaned up, Mike.
Yes, well,
Thank you for doing that.
yeah, well, but
Do you appreciate that, Mel? That he cleaned up?
well, I always said. I told him in one
Yeah.
of the comments. I said
Yeah.
there was no Facebook then, and
Yeah.
there's no pictures, so it didn't happen.
Mm.
It's all a figment of his
Ignorance is
imagination.
bliss,
yes,
brother.
he's thinking of another Mike.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
There's another Mike Hansen out there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So what are we talking about, brother?
All right, I
Oh,
brought.
let me just give you a couple subjects real quick because this is interesting. If you're
Okay,
if
yeah.
everybody's interested, these are some of the topics, and we can go through 'em however you want. The death sentence. Do we agree? Disagree? Trump putting pressure on Mexico. Of course, Sam Romano. We
Sam,
did that
this
already.
Show is all about
Yeah.
Sam.
One that I think is so fascinating. It is. It's not for everybody, but life on other planets. I love it.
I think we should spend the entire show there.
I think we should. Did I tell you guys that I am making a spaceship in my backyard?
Oh, are you?
Yeah. No, I'm
Do you,
not.
do
Yeah.
you, do, you have do you have a tinfoil hat?
I do actually. We're gonna wear that next time. Cell phones and Facebook. How does it affect kids? Us.
Oh my goodness.
Churchology versus theology, and applying faith to political beliefs and arguments. So there's a lot to talk about. So we're gonna go through it.
Let's real quick though. I want to summarize something real quick. Deirdre, you had brought up
Oh, yeah.
something about eschatology.
Yeah.
That is really, really deep, and that could dovetail into so many different things. I don't believe we would give it justice if we just tried to talk about it in a 5-minute segment here
Right.
on the show. So we want to visit that again, and we'll let you know when that happens, and we'll probably dedicate predominant amount of time to that on
Absolutely.
the show. Okay.
I have to refresh that puppy. And yeah, because definitely, and I have to get my father on for that one. He loves that topic.
Okay.
We can get whatchamacallit, a apologetic person on there too. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah. Well, we Dr. Richard Land, he wanted to come back and talk about it.
That's right.
That's
right.
From that aspect of it, and so
Reach out to him.
and
He's
so the
great.
creation guys. They were
Yep.
really into apologetics. So
And we told them we'd revisit some things too.
I don't know what's going on with our computer, Mel, but we're just going to wing it anyway.
Yeah,
'cause
let's do it.
It's just going back. You
Yes.
said someone was on the phone. I saw you go like this.
No, I was going to say to have them call in.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
It's nice to have people who want to have these discussions
Yeah.
also call in, not just submit suggestions, but
Yeah, please
actually
call in.
in.
Yeah, if you believe in life on other planets, call in. Let
Yeah.
us know what's going on. And so what do we got?
And also somebody had talked about something from another show about that we could dedicate another time of a show for is what was it? What did he say here? About talking about people abusing the system as far as welfare and all that stuff and manipulating things. And we can dedicate, like I said, a whole show to that too, because that will dovetail into a lot of political stuff. And I know the way you and I like to talk. We'll just get off on tangents and we
Yes.
won't give it enough justice. So
Tangents.
tangent,
I love it.
big word.
It is a big word.
It's an SAT word.
Okay.
Okay, so Brad, we're going to talk about your topic real quick. I don't know if Brad is watching, but let's at least give Brad some credit. Brad wanted to talk about pro-choice and how it affects our beliefs positively and negatively. And I don't know exactly what he means by that, because then he also goes on to say not one choice in particular, but just as a belief.
Yeah, we are talking about this.
No. Well, what I wanted to say is I think he needs to
Oh, specify.
specify a little bit more, elaborate a little
Yeah.
bit more, and come in. And I think he would need to be online to let us know really what he
Yeah,
meant
and
by
Brad,
that.
yeah, if you do watch this, you can go to castbox.com and check out some of our previous shows that deals with abortion. Actually,
Also, YouTube has them on there where we talked about
Yeah.
that. We had dedicated two shows to that.
and we had Kathleen Ham on
Right.
from the Light Center. So that's I think I forget what that's it has guest Kathleen Ham on there. So do check that
Yeah,
out.
so we had two shows dedicated to that topic.
Yes.
Unless he wants to go somewhere else with that, and I'm not understanding his question.
Right.
I don't really think that we need to do that right now.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go next?
Well, I can. You know what? We can get into the. Let's kind of put this out there real quick. We can. Let's start with somebody brought up Trump, since it's kind of like happening right now.
Trump.
Yeah, we can throw that.
Who's Trump?
I think he is the president of
Ecuador?
something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah. Yes.
No, he's the president of Mexico.
Right. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
And so interestingly enough, which is fitting because I think some of the issues was the pressure that was coming on Mexico. Should we be doing that? Look at.
Yeah, give me a rundown on that because I'm not real.
Well, let me put it this way. Let's just look from a practical sense.
Okay.
We have borders here, right? Supposedly, we're creating better borders.
You look at a map, we do, but I don't
Okay,
think
but
we do.
we very. I mean, at least we're somewhat vigilant here. We're very like, okay, you have to have a passport to leave. You have to. We know this. This is instant. Like I don't feel like I can go somewhere and just cross the border because I know like that's illegal. All right, so that's put with us. So that's Americans' jobs to do so. And in Mexico, it should be Mexico saying to their own people, that is not allowed. You cannot do that. I think that's kind of what Trump is also alluding to as well. And you can correct me if I'm wrong at any time. But, one of the things that was awesome, I saw, it's called the Columbus Dispatch. I don't even know what that is, but
It's a paper, I
yeah,
think.
it's some paper. It says a headline in Saturday's Dispatch read that Trump ends Mexico tariff threat. After reading the entire article from the Washington Post, it would seem that a more accurate headline would have been that Mexico had agreed to help with the flood of migrants coming through Mexico into the U.S. This is something that Mexico should have done over a year ago. If it took President Trump putting a little pressure on Mexico in order to get the help we asked for, then it seems that it was the proper course of action.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Let's talk about pressure for a second. What happens with pressure? You either buckle or it propels you into doing something that you should do or something
Well,
better. Pressure's a good thing.
He buckled.
Yeah, and that's what needs to happen. If there's a threat to our country, pressure needs to be put somewhere.
I think there's a contrast here because correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember hearing a few years ago that the Mexican government actually was putting out pamphlets
yeah.
on
Yes.
how to get into the U.S. and how to escape their laws and use their systems to your advantage. So instead of doing what we advocate is telling people to do things the right way,
Yeah.
they were actually encouraging their citizens to come to our country and abuse us.
Yes. Well, let's put it this way. I told you I lived out of the country. I lived in Guatemala. Okay, some Guatemalans want to come here too. Okay, and this is not to bash anyone. However, I will say I knew this girl that was there, and she wanted to be here at the time that I was there, and she was doing everything. She was getting prepared. One of the things she should do is birth control. Right. You look at it like that. Why do you think that she would be doing that? Because she knows that she had to do whatever she had to do to get over here.
Right.
Going through Mexico. That's how it goes. So my point being is that people know, whether they know in theory or they know through the grapevine, this is the stuff that you have to do in order to do this. So it's wrong. It's unfortunate. And even saying like, listen, that's not how you do it. It doesn't matter. Like, well, this is going to work though. Yeah, but you're selling yourself.
Well, this is where I show my ignorance to foreign affairs and politics in general. Okay? Because anything I'm about to say may not work at all in politics.
Okay.
Okay? Because I'm not privy to all the intricacies of government.
Yeah.
But anything that we can do, like he does, putting tariffs on Mexican products, China products for that matter, anything coming in, anything that can stem or how would you say, encourage our economy to grow, to encourage production here in the United States. Why not make it harder for stuff to come in if we have the ability to produce it here? That encourages economical growth, that encourages employment growth. I mean, like I said, I don't know all the intricacies, so I may sound like an absolute idiot the way I'm talking right now. I don't know. But yes, I know the reason why we were getting everything from China years ago is because it was cheaper, and our cost of making things is a lot more expensive. Well, if we can make it more expensive to import things from other countries, wouldn't that in tune do the opposite effect here?
Right. I mean, that's why you hear the push big time for all these things, whether it's our natural resources, our oil,
Right.
you know.
Oh yeah, we're the
fracking and-
biggest proponent of exporting oil now ever.
Right.
What, in the past 75 years?
Right. So this is the thing. So we have the ability to use our own natural sources, and so when and I think that's kind of the push and pull there is that the other countries, especially if they're doing harm or they're doing things that we don't agree with, if we start to say, well, okay, well, we're done doing business, we don't need to.
Right.
I mean, but we can all come together and work together. But if it's you know,
We should
You know
be
what I mean?
looking out for number one first. I've always been. I'm not an isolationist.
what you
per
do in
se.
your household
Right.
for safety.
Right. Let's look out for us first, and then then we can be the police of the world. But let's
Yeah.
take care of us here first. That's always been my viewpoint.
Yeah, we have. If there's chaos happening here,
Right.
how are we going to bring order anywhere else if there's no order here? We have to make sure we have that there's order here first, like you're saying, and then we can help out. I mean, we obviously even in that we are helping out, obviously, but still, no. I think it's imperative that again, what he said is. So what was his question? Is it right that he did that or?
I'll read exactly what he says. Trump got Mexico to cave when he threatened them with tariffs. I can tell just by the way he's writing this. He's a huge Trump supporter. Mexico said tonight and made a deal to take care of its illegal immigration problems. I don't know how they're going to take care of it. I think we need to elaborate that a little bit more on that. And then he's all happy. He says Trump broke them, and they said it couldn't be done. All right, so he's obviously a very big Trump supporter,
Yeah.
just by the way he worded it. Did Trump break them, or did he just add a little bit of pressure? I don't think any country's going to concede and say he broke us, but I think he maybe brought a little logic to the situation,
Yeah.
and said, okay, we you want us to help you out, you need to help us out. Let's
He's a businessman. He's an alpha male, and he's going to get the job done. And some people aren't going to like the way that's done, but it's
Right.
it's getting done, and I love it.
It was pressure he added.
Yeah.
He added pressure.
Right.
And said you have 45 days to clean up. But even on the other side, the humanitarian side, when you are coming from a country and you're looking for asylum, you're supposed to go to the next country. So this is not just people from Mexico. This is people from south of them. They're supposed to be going to Mexico and claiming asylum. And they're offering it to them, and they say, no, we don't want that. We want to go to Mexico or to America. But also there's also a big issue is that there's people coming from Congo who just had a big Ebola outbreak.
Oh.
And so they're coming through the same channels right up through Mexico and right in through the south border.
build the wall.
And so that's creating
Build the
another
wall.
issue, not just the trafficking,
Mm-hmm.
but lots of people are coming from Congo who just had a big outbreak of Ebola. So not only on the politics side, but on the humanitarian side, something needs to be done. And Mexico is just kind of just had their gates wide open and just didn't do anything about it. They had 2 caravans come right through.
Right. Yeah. Right. So there you go. I mean, that's
And like I said in that one show we did about the wall, let's not make this a bash Mexico thing.
no. You got to look at the cultural differences too.
Right.
That's-
If I was born in Mexico and I knew there was a country north of me that I could escape to, that I could abuse their situation that was better for my family, I'd do it.
Yeah.
I'd go for it. So I don't blame the Mexican.
Right.
I blame the Mexican government. I blame the U.S. government for not enforcing the rules.
Yeah, that's right. We've talked about this, and that I mean, the word's slipping my mind right now. But basically, when you neglect to utilize a law, it's wrong. It's destitute. I think it was
Yes.
called. So basically, what you need to do though is, if you don't want that law, you need to get it off the books. That's the right thing to do. I'm not saying that it should be done for
Right.
this law. However, you got to enforce the rules. You have to do that. We have to abide by them. How is that fair for other people? Not they can do whatever they want, but we can't.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's a slap in the face to every person that was not born in this country who paid their dues to come to this country, spent years, some of them 10 years and plus,
Yeah.
did it the right way to come to this country.
It's called
And
jump-
and
it's
some
called
got
jumping
denied
the
it.
line.
Some got denied and are still kind of just out in the
Yeah,
outskirts.
or they had to leave because they overstayed their visa. You know, they did everything right. They went through the right
Mhm.
channels. They
Mhm.
they paid their dues. They did everything they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's a slap in the face to all of those people who did it the right way. So what are you saying? It doesn't matter. You just come on.
Right. Hey guys, you're watching
Yeah.
the Ken and Mike show, and tonight's show we're just talking about the stuff that you brought to us, the questions that you guys wanted to talk about, topics you wanted to talk about, and that's what we're going over now. If you're just joining now, we were just talking about the Mexican tariffs. We were talking about how awesome San Romano is.
Yeah.
And what were we talking about? We're talking about what we're going to make this now the Malaysia show, right?
The Mel.
Yeah, the Mel show. And
Melby. Melby.
so
Mr. Mel's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
and we were just talking about a topic that Neil Merkel had brought to us about Trump and his
Yes,
putting pressure
yes.
on Mexico.
Yes. Yeah.
Next show, next topic.
Next show. Next topic. Yeah. So we can talk about anything actually, brother.
Let's do this.
You want to do You want to do the planets?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's entertain this. Okay?
All right. All right. The Bible and ETs.
Were you old enough for ET?
Oh my God! Yes, of
Oh, yeah.
course. I loved ET. Yes.
Elliot.
Yes. Elliot. Yeah. I mean, some people. You know, interestingly enough, let's talk about that for a second. ET. I don't know. You guys all probably watched it.
What's the difference between ET and Mexico?
Yeah.
ET wanted to go home.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, we are full of life and bad jokes here. So, so listen.
I don't know why that just came to me.
That's
Sorry.
awesome. That's awesome. Some people that are younger than me that say that the movie scared them. It's a scary movie. I don't know why. E.T. scares
Well,
them.
he died. There was a scene where he was in life support or whatever. I mean, it could be traumatic for.
Well, he
a kid
almost
watching
died.
it.
He didn't die.
Almost died,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you said he died, and then you said he was on life support. You said he died.
Okay. You know
Okay,
what?
you just-
He was sick.
He was sick. He was.
Okay, we're gonna do a review of ET now.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about
we have
Life on
to
Other
now.
Planets.
I got the facts straight.
And he liked M&Ms. Okay,
So, Kenny,
yes.
is there life on other planets?
I don't know. I don't think there is. No. I don't know.
All right,
No.
Darren Freer.
Okay.
His exact response to the question was life on other planets. Have we been visited by beings from other planets? Well, some people I've met in my lifetime, I probably tend to agree with them, but no. This is what we talked about last night when you and I were just reviewing for the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe there's life on other planets.
Okay.
Okay. I believe that if there was life on other planets, it would marginalize what Christ did.
Okay.
One case in point would be we were created in his image.
Yeah.
Are you telling me he created others in his image? Weren't we his masterpiece? Aren't we viewed as his pinnacle of creation? Because everything else was given to us. And so wouldn't that was there Bibles on other planets? Is there other ways to salvation on other planets? I mean, that would kind of marginalize what the significance would be of the cross, I think.
Okay.
Now, the counter to that, if for some reason we find out there is life on other planets, does God cease being God?
Right. No, I think again I think that we even said that it's like, okay, if we were to find out if E.T. came and visited us, would it change anything? No, it wouldn't change anything.
Well, I'm really kind of hoping Men in Black is true. I want.
There's a new Men in Black, by the way.
Yeah, I want to be Will Smith.
I'm looking. Well, no,
No, there's no Will Smith.
yeah, there's
in
no Will
this
Smith
one.
in this
I
one.
know it's the
Chris,
woman.
yeah. Actually, interesting
And
that
Thor.
Thor and actually the one she was the whatchamacallit in Thor. She was in Thor as well, in Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I
Right.
have
yeah,
no idea what
so-
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Can you
So
mute your phone.
I know, right? What's going on,
come on.
Sandra? If you're watching this, listen. So yeah, I don't think so. And one of the things the Bible says talks about Hebrews 2:16. It says the Bible makes no provision for God to redeem any other species. It doesn't talk about any other species.
Right, that's kind of what I was alluding to.
So we can't really assume that there's other Bibles with other scripture in there,
Right.
and God's not a God that he should lie.
You know what I
Yeah.
love seeing on the news all the time is we found another Earth.
Yeah.
We found another planet that can inhabit life just like Earth.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah. Why there's other planets? We have no idea, but it's not because.
Yeah. No, there's no life on another planet. I mean, I don't even know how far to go into this topic.
Well,
but
I mean, I've watched.
is there an Area 51? Probably.
Probably something there. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's what's his face there, Walt Disney. Maybe it's frozen bodies in Area 51. So listen though, I think
Cryogenics lab.
something like that. Yeah. But again, I mean, some people say, oh, when you see things, it's demonic activity, etc. There's also the whole. Again, you said Area 51, but I don't think that we have anything to worry about. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So Show Me God was a book that I read, and it talked a lot about different Einstein's theories and all these different things, and his fudge factor, all these really cool things. However, we do have this thing that pulses out and tries to receive signal from anywhere
yeah,
in
we
space.
always have monitors out there listening for things.
And I mean, look at, unless it's a big conspiracy, they've heard zip, nothing, nada, nothing.
Oh, you know what I said last night? I'm sorry. That just
Yeah, no, yeah,
came to
hook
my
it
mind
up.
when you were talking about is every time that we talk about life on other planets,
Mm-hmm.
isn't it funny how here on Earth we're deemed as the butt of the joke?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Because every time they find out that there's life on other planets, it's always a more advanced civilization. They're more intelligent. Is why would they want to come see us? Because we're already destroying this planet.
Right.
And they always talk about how we're like the butt of the universe.
Right.
And so I always find that funny because every time advanced civilizations, we're going to find other people out there or other civilizations or other life forms, and they're always going to be so much smarter than us.
Right.
If they're so much smarter than us, why-
Why haven't we met him?
Because they created time travel.
right.
We can't go back to the moon, and they're supposedly traveling from thousands and thousands of light years away. So it's deemed that they're more intelligent than we are.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Mel, do you
Yeah.
believe there's life on other planets?
I believe there's UFOs.
Well, unidentified flying objects.
Exactly.
Yes. Right.
Do I believe there's life on other planets, living beings? No.
Yeah, I believe in UFOs. I told you
Yeah.
about one night I was
Yeah.
coming home from work when I was back in like 2003. I was driving in my van,
Yes.
and I swore I saw something fly over me that I could not understand.
Yeah.
Am I gonna reserve myself to the fact that it was an alien? No, I just don't know what it was. I don't know.
Did you get sucked up?
I didn't get sucked up. I have no scars from probing either.
Okay. Good. Okay. Good. Yeah. Don't go into detail. No, that's
Oh,
good.
man. I knew the second I said that I was
Yeah.
in trouble.
So, yeah. Bottom line, I mean, we could go through a lot of biblical aspects of that thing.
I really
mean,
do. I think it marginalizes what Christ did, and,
Yeah.
and I'm going to stand on that.
No, but it's interesting that to play devil's advocate, if God did create, because there's people who believe that God created another Adam. He tried the first time and it didn't work out the way, and created another Adam, and kind of like the Matrix. How the Matrix there's different Neos. There's always going to be a Neo. There's always going to be a savior.
Right.
So to play, devil's advocate, some people may believe that, God is, he's trying things out on this planet. He's trying out on another planet.
He's
trying
God. Why is he trying anything?
to see how things work, to see how things.
Doesn't he know? Isn't he all
knows,
omnipotent?
But do we have free will?
No, we're talking about God, though. You said he's trying.
you're probably
things
just making
out.
all that stuff to say, like, okay, they're getting further. I'll make another one. You're probably just making them as we
Right.
get
And
further.
if God can see the beginning from the end, he's the Alpha and the Omega.
yeah.
What do you mean he's trying? He shouldn't be trying anything.
Well,
he
seeing
knows
how-
what the
well,
outcome's going to be.
Seeing how things work out, seeing giving his creation free reign, free will, and seeing what they're gonna. I'm just
Going
playing
to
devil's
accomplish,
advocate. What are
okay.
they going to accomplish? What can they do? It happened
Hey,
before.
I know people
the
that
Tower of Babel. We
Right.
tried to reach to God, and the God said, "Okay, well, they kind of figured that out. So what do you do? Separate everybody and
Right.
give them different languages." I'm just.
No, I get
I'm not,
you.
I don't believe
I've
it's
also
other life.
I've also heard the argument that people believe before Adam and Eve there was. We've done this before. That
Oh,
that
yes, I've
they
heard
believed there was life before Adam and Eve, and there was life before that. It's a cyclical thing. I'm like, wow. Then God, what we we're worshiping a God who's that messed up. No.
And we're multidimensional. You ever hear that too?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's like 10 dimensions.
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah.
And I'm a part of me is doing something in another dimension. Hopefully, my doppelganger.
Yeah.
What is it called?
So you have a different wife, you have a different life.
Yeah, my
you're doing-
doppelganger.
a
What is it?
doppelganger.
Doppelganger.
Yeah.
Hey,
Comics.
someone told me they ran into my doppelganger once.
Really?
Yeah. I said, I swore it was you, and it just wasn't you.
Yeah.
That's just odd.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
no, I'm going to leave it there. I don't believe there's life on other planets.
Okay. All right.
You have anything else you want to add to that?
I did have something. I can't remember it now. God, what was it? I don't remember. I have no idea.
Oh my.
But
goodness.
you know what else I was gonna say? Speaking of planets and stuff like that, what aggravates me? How in the world? How dare they? Did they bring it back now? Pluto is no longer a planet.
No.
Is it still no longer a
Still
planet?
a planet.
Because
I thought they brought it back to being a planet.
there's three things that will. It's because it's not a massive planet. It doesn't have as much mass basically, but it's on the outskirts of our galaxy basically. It's way out there, and so, but still it still revolves around the way it's supposed to. It
has an orbit.
planets. It has an orbit. I mean, it has moons. I mean, that's why it's just like, why did you do that to me?
Yeah, we have 9 planets. When I grew up, there was 9 planets. Was there 8 now?
No, I think they found another one too, maybe or something like that. But
I don't think they found another one.
In
Yeah.
our solar system,
Yeah.
I grew up knowing there was 9. You're telling me that's changed? Do I need?
Pluto is no longer a planet.
Pluto's
It's
no
called a
longer a
dwarf planet.
Yeah. Well, it's just very interesting, for those who believe in God, how much more does it prove that there's a creator?
Yeah.
When you look at the planets, the stars, galaxies, that there is a creator. It didn't just all of a sudden just happen and bang. And
Yeah, you know who does a good
Just
movie, a
rotation.
video on that is that Lou Giglio guy.
Oh, yeah.
He does an amazing
Yeah.
thing on that.
Yeah, but it's just amazing to show how awesome, how huge
Yeah.
God is.
Yeah.
He holds the earth in the palm of his hands.
Huge people. Yeah, absolutely. What's that?
He's got small hands.
Hey, don't talk about Trump like that, all right? That's my president. What are you, Mexican?
Oh shoot, I forgot we were going to talk about this. Cell phone, social media, and problems with kids.
Oh gosh, where do we start?
Do we want to save that for another topic, another show? Because we could really blow that. Or do you want to go over that now?
We could kind of talk about that a little bit now. Let's do it right now. So Facebook.
Cell phones, social media, problems with kids. That was another thing that Darren was asking about.
Okay. I think I use this word like nonstop. Practical sense from a practical standpoint. But I think really, when you look at it, kids, not even just
You're typing on the screen, right?
not even going, not even going into dopamine and all this kind of stuff. Look at when you're living your life through something like that, and you're constantly watching everybody else live theirs. You're not really living.
Right.
And you're hoping for something that you don't have. But if you go outside and explore and live your life, you're not going to be so worried about what other people are doing and thinking. But I think what it does is it causes people to be more depressed. Yep. Obviously,
I wish my life was as awesome as I say it is on Facebook.
Me too, man. When I meet you in person, I get like, what? You're happy you're on Facebook. Let's just talk on Facebook. No, I mean, but you do. You see a different side because you see. I mean, and it's no offense to anyone. We all do this to a certain extent.
Right.
But you see it, and it's like, man, they just look so happy, or they're doing all this.
It creates, whether you believe it or not.
A facade.
Well, yeah, facade. Whether you're consciously doing this or not, things like Facebook and Instagram, you're constantly in a comparison mode.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
When you're looking at Facebook and you're looking at Instagram and you're flipping it up, whether you're really conscious of it or not, it's like, ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, I wish I could do that. You're constantly. It's almost a modern day version of keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah. Yep.
And you're looking at Instagram and you're constantly comparing your life to somebody else's. If your life was Instagram or if your life was Facebook, or like all these things. Oh my gosh, you're setting yourself up for severe
failure.
For failure, severe
And
disappointment.
disappointment. And look at what happens when we're disappointed. We lose hope.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's like what's the purpose anymore? Everybody else has.
Take
they
your
have this, they
faces
have that.
out of your phones.
Yeah, you got to. You really have to. Look,
Oh
it's
my God.
great.
Except for when you're watching the Ken and Mike show.
Yeah, of course.
Put your face back in.
Yes, and if you're getting overwhelmed on the Facebook, just go to our podcast again.
Yes.
It's castbox.com.
Yep.
Okay.
And if that social media platform doesn't work for you, go to YouTube
Yes.
and then tweet about us.
Yeah.
Well,
Please.
if you're really high tech, what you could also do is hook
Yeah.
your laptop to the TV, and then you can watch it on Facebook on your TV, or if you're on YouTube,
Oh yeah.
and you have some kind of streaming
Just
service.
make sure the
whether
Ken and
it's
Mike show is on everything.
Roku.
Man,
Come on. Oh, and I meant to say this in the beginning, and I think you'll agree, Mel. Google search us. Like if you do
Yes.
that.
You
don't.
We're gonna
for the-
dovetail here for a second.
Yeah,
go
for
ahead.
analytics purposes and stuff like that, it'll just help this grow.
Yes.
It's just if you just Google us every time you're on Google once in a while,
Just type in the
just
search
type
bar
it,
of the
yeah.
Ken and Mike show.
if you do that, it'll just help the analytics say like, hey,
Yeah.
people are looking at this,
Yeah.
even if you're really not, but you really are.
Yes.
And
Because
if,
we're
you're, and if you're lazy, you could just hit the button, the speaker
Yeah.
on your phone, and just say it.
the Ken and Mike
Just
show.
say it. Ask Siri to look for us.
All right. So back to the
If
social.
she says she doesn't know who, just throw your phone at her. She says she doesn't know who we are.
yeah.
okay.
Right.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh,
So social
yes.
media.
They'll call us brainwashers and all that stuff.
So especially with kids, again, look at our household. We're supposed to be teaching and training and equipping our kids with the know-how on how to go out and do life. If we are not doing that and we're just going, I don't have time for this. Just get on the device and do that so I can go do my own thing, type of thing. Then we're leaving them to their own demise, which is not a safe place for them.
I'm a little bit of a hypocrite here because my oldest daughter has a tablet and a phone. Of course, it's a really cheap.
Unbelievable.
It's a really cheap older version.
Oh, okay.
And so she really upset. Why can't I have an iPhone? Whatever version it's up to now.
What does she have?
She has a 5. A little,
Okay, one lower than mine.
No, she has a 5S. It's about the size of a
Yeah.
Kit Kat bar.
Okay.
But
And she's how old?
13.
Yeah, 5S is good for her.
Yeah.
She's in need of at 10.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But she always complains that it doesn't do the things that her friend's stuff does.
All right.
But what I'm saying all that is to say that these phones, kids at 13, 14, 15 years old, 16 years old, even younger who are are very impressionable. Okay?
Yeah, can I ask, when we get those little things that come up, is it saying that some people are saying that they're angry?
I just asked Alexa and she said
She was
she was
confused.
confused.
Son of a gun, Alexa.
You can change her from UK to English to American version.
But,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
but anyway, kids are getting their identity from what
Right.
they're seeing on these social media platforms. And they keep up with the latest challenges, the latest trends, and
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden their whole identity is wrapped up in social media. And it makes me sick that, because my daughter's been on me for the longest time. Oh, I want to create a YouTube channel. I want to be famous. I want to
Okay,
do
yeah.
because that's what she's seeing, all these people doing all these stupid things. And it's like, go out and live your life. Go climb a tree.
Yeah.
You know,
Stop playing with
it's-
Barbie dolls in front of the camera.
So, but these are the things that we have to. You really need to police, and it's kind of it's really is scary.
Yeah.
And I don't know where else to go with that. I mean, the effects it has on the psyche. There was a study done that people that spend the most X amount of time on Instagram or Facebook are this much percentage points more depressed than
Right.
anybody else.
Right.
I don't-
Especially if they're not
I don't
getting-
have those statistics in front of me, but I read that and I was just like,
But when you
I
don't
know a lot
you-
of people.
when you don't get a comment or something
Right.
to your likes, because that's where the dopamine thing comes in.
Right.
And
Well,
because
I do it
increases,
too.
Yeah.
When, especially with the Ken and Mike show,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, are we growing? Are
Yeah.
people liking this?
Yeah.
Are we doing the right thing? And there's almost a sense of validation when you get these things
Yeah.
and you get these likes and these comments, and you're like, oh, cool, oh, people love me. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like, you know what? I identify with what Christ says about me. I identify what the Word says about me. If I need to get my validation from social media, something is wrong and something is askew.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
done-
Absolutely.
I'm done preaching.
It's true though. No, listen. We can't be getting a validation from a person. We
All right,
can't.
Jennifer says social media takes away from childhood. It allows kids to be bullies because they are not face to face. That's true. How many stories have you read where
Really great point.
where kids get picked on it, and the next thing you hear in the news they hung
hung
themselves.
themselves, yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh.
Cyberbullying.
It's like growing up, bullying was, the kid stealing your lunch money and you going blows for blows in the cafeteria. To me,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going to cut people off.
Yeah.
That built character. But the stuff that you're seeing on social media, that's a different level, and that's really
Because,
it's sick.
Right. I'm not saying that she's saying exactly this, but again, when you're not face to face and actually confronting the issue, you're doing something on social media platform.
Keyboard muscles,
Yeah. I mean, seriously though, it's not. There's no backbone to that. That's just
No.
you being behind a computer saying something.
Oh, I've picked many a fight in
Yeah.
the chat room.
Right. Of course, right. Exactly. But it doesn't do any good. At the end of the day, I mean, no one wins that argument.
Right,
You know what
exactly.
I mean? But sometimes a fist punch says it all.
Right.
I'm not saying that should happen.
Yeah, we're not condoning that, but I think there's a different element when it's technology and then when it's face to face.
Yes.
You and I can go blow for blows, and we probably get something accomplished.
Right. Right.
But we're sitting there going back and forth on social media. You really starting to read what people are saying about you.
I have my
think
opinion. I'm not
right.
changing. I'm going to tell you how I feel. That's all I care about. And again, it goes back to the feelings and emotions thing, but this is how I feel
Okay.
about it. Yes.
How do you feel today? This is going to be a constant joke on the Ken and Mike show if
Yeah.
you haven't caught on to it yet.
I feel good.
How are you feeling
I
today?
feel okay.
Oh, my goodness. Just what does Shapiro say? Facts don't care about your feelings?
Feelings
Something
don't
like
care
that.
about your facts.
There you go. There you go.
So,
Yes. So yeah, again, it affects them in a very negative way. It's also a positive thing, of course. We see people utilize it in a great way. Getting your word out there. There's businesses that use it. There's people that do that for their friendships. But again, real friendships are built when you're together and actually seriously socializing, not socializing via, technology. Of course, if there's somebody on the other side of the planet that you can't go visit all the time, then you're talking to them on social media. But I mean, your friends, if you guys are a street across from each other or whatever, you get together.
I looked at my Facebook
Yeah.
profile the other day, and I was just going through, and I was like, I have 880 something friends. I'm like, it's so fake.
Yeah.
It makes you think, I do not have that many friends.
Right. Right.
It's
Now you just
like,
offended like 800 people.
I love how they categorize it as friends. It's like, number one, it boosts a fake ego.
Yeah.
It really, puffs
You
you
should
up.
have a friend list and then an acquaintance
List. Right. No, I agree. So it's like,
Almost friends.
in real life, do I really have that many friends? I think I can count on one hand how many people I can really call friends.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that you relate to, that you talk to regularly.
Yeah. That know you.
That
and-
know
yeah.
your life. Facebook fakes you out into thinking that you're more important than what you really are. And I do not have 800, and I think last time I looked, it was 87 friends. It was 88 yesterday. I ticked somebody off. I don't know who it
Oh
was.
gosh.
I've
Mike.
been unfriended.
Michael.
It was you, wasn't it, Kenny?
Kenny, let's see. Friends. Hey, wait a minute. So, Jenny and I she used to have, she had a pool, which was awesome. And we used to hang out all the time. This was my cousin. And we used to go horseback riding with the horses. It was awesome. But I missed that. And also, one time something happened. I don't remember the story correctly. You can correct me. But we got stung by some bees. But she definitely took the brunt of it. It might have been my fault, apparently.
It was your fault. I could tell already. I could tell already.
It was pretty bad, though. I'll say that. That was pretty bad.
Oh, my goodness.
But you're alive. You did not die.
Yeah, you're still here to watch
Yeah.
the Ken and Mike show. Stop complaining.
Thanks for still liking me.
All right, we got about 13 minutes, 12 minutes left in the show. We have a couple topics left to carry. Do you want to talk about the churchology versus theology? Do you want to talk about applying faith to political belief arguments? Or do you want to go back up to Zach Baker and talk about the death sentence?
Oh my gosh, that's right. Sorry.
That's
We decided we saw a brick and we wanted to throw it at the beehive. And it was a great
We
idea.
were talking about IQ earlier.
Yeah, right.
That wasn't up there, was it?
No, I was not thinking with my head or anything. I just saw a brick and said, throw it.
Wow.
Anyway.
It's something I do anyway. Too.
Yeah.
See if we can outrun the bees. You didn't do it very well, did you?
No.
No? Okay.
So you said, I kind of wanted... I think
Death
it'd be-
sentence, the applying faith to political beliefs and arguments, or do we want to touch on the churchology versus theology?
I think the political thing.
The political thing?
Yeah, let's do that because you had some good quotes. Let's talk about our founding fathers for a second.
Number one, and I'm going to go on the record, I'm going to tick a lot of people off. We are a nation that was founded on godly principles. We are a Christian nation.
Okay, Mel.
Now, I'm going to go through. Can I go through a handful of quotes?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people always argue our founding fathers were, what's the word I'm looking for? They were more theists.
Okay.
Okay, all they were theists. They weren't Christians. Theists are more people that believe there was a God, created everything, let it go, and let's see what happens.
Right.
Type deal. I'm going to read some people that framed our Constitution, that were members of our Congress, and that formed our Bill of Rights. And I want to go through and read some of their quotes directly, and you can get an idea what their thoughts were, what their religions were, what their heart was before we even enter this conversation.
All right.
And if a lot of this stuff can be found on wallbuilders.com.
Yes.
Great website
It's a great
as far
website.
as finding, the origins of our country. Ooh, my favorite subject. James Keithern says, well, I'm glad we can touch on this. Unfortunately, we only have 10 minutes left in the show. Do we know who John Adams is?
We do.
He was a signer of the Declaration of Independence. He was a judge. He was a diplomat. He was one of 2 signers of the Bill of Rights and the second president of the United States. Okay. The general principles on which the fathers achieved independence were general principles of Christianity. I will avow that I then believed and now believe that those general principles of Christianity are as eternal and immutable as the existence and attributes of God. One of our founding fathers.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think Christianity played any part in anything that he had to do with government?
Maybe.
Without religion, this world would be something not fit to be mentioned in any polite company. I mean hell. Okay. The Christian religion is, above all the religions that ever prevailed or existed in ancient or modern times, that religion of wisdom, virtue, equity, and humanity. John Adams. Same guy.
Thanks, Johnny.
Suppose a nation in some distant region should take the Bible for their only law book, and every member should regulate its conduct by the precepts there exhibited. What a utopia that would be. What a paradise would this region be. John Adams. John Quincy Adams was the 6th president of the United States. He was a diplomat, Secretary of State, U.S. Senator, U.S. Representative. And let's see. My hopes of a future life are founded upon the gospel of Christ, and I cannot cavil or quibble away, evade, or object to the whole tenor of his conduct, by which he sometimes positively asserted, and at other countless permits his disciples in asserting that he was God. Okay, do you think he believed in God?
I think he believed in God.
Do you think he believed in Jesus Christ?
I definitely think he believed in Jesus Christ.
Okay, we don't need to go with him. All right, Congress, 1854. This is our U.S. Congress. The great, vital, and conservative element in our system is the belief of our people in the pure doctrines and divine truths of the gospel of Jesus Christ. This was written in Congress. If they were to say his name, Jesus Christ, with that amount of certainty and love today, in today's era, they would be thrown out of Congress.
Sure.
Congress, U.S. House of Judiciary Committee, also in 1854, had the people during the Revolution had a suspicion of any attempt to war against Christianity, that revolution would have been strangled in its cradle. In this age, there can be no substitute for Christianity. That was the religion of the founders of the Republic, and they expected it to remain the religion of its descendants. Who are its descendants? Us.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Benjamin Franklin.
Okay.
Signer of the Declaration, diplomat. He was a printer, a scientist, signer of the Constitution, and he was governor of Pennsylvania. All right. As the Jesus of Nazareth, my opinion of whom you particularly desire, I think the system of morals and his religion, as he left them to us, the best the world has ever saw or will likely to ever see. Now, this is my favorite thing about Benjamin Franklin.
Right.
He wrote his own eulogy, and he was a printer. And this is what he wrote. He only called himself a printer. Of all the things he did in this world, he called himself a printer.
It's amazing.
The body of Benjamin Franklin, printer, like the cover of an old book, its contents torn out and stripped of its lettering and gilding, lies here food for worms. Yet the work itself shall not be lost, for it will, as he believed, appear once more in a new and more beautiful edition, corrected and amended by the author. That was Franklin's eulogy.
That's
Benjamin
incredible.
Franklin. And George Washington, last but not least. He was a judge, member of the Continental Congress, commander-in-chief of the Continental Army, president of the Constitutional Convention, and the first president of the United States, and he was the father of this country. You do well to wish to learn the arts and the way of life, and above all, the religion of Jesus Christ. These will make you a greater and happier people than you are. While we are zealously performing the duties of good citizens and soldiers, we certainly ought not to be inattentive to the higher duties of religion. To this distinguished character of patriot, it should be our highest glory to add the more distinguished character and to be called Christian.
See, right there, when you go over those quotes, I mean, again, people have a lot. There's other people on the other side that have all these other aspects that they want to, the logistical aspects of, like, okay, slave owners, and they were this, and they were drunk, and they were that. We can go over all that that's a whole other can of worms of talking about their culture at the time and what life was like at the time. Okay, but we're talking about, was it influential in the writing and the founding of our country and our documents, our founding documents? Yeah, absolutely it was. And there's no denying that. Right? Right?
There's not.
Yeah.
There is no. Before we get into it, do you have
Yeah.
anything to add to that, Mel? I mean,
Well, I'm just sitting there listening, and I think I could just imagine him standing up in Congress, saying these things, proclaiming his faith, and just a I guess devout, I want to say angry, but righteous anger, because obviously they were going against some opposition. But just standing there and proclaiming this, I mean, just thinking about some of these founding fathers, some of these presidents, some of their work, what they did, writer, printer, a couple other scientists. How many of them would probably look at some of the people in Congress now and be like, that's all you are, just a congresswoman or congressman? That's it? Nothing else outside of that? They have no...
Right.
They're career politicians.
Right.
So I think it's just for
well, they
those-
believed back then to be you were a servant
You were
of
a
the
servant,
people,
right.
and that's exactly what you were. You were a servant, and you didn't collect pay, salary for this.
Guys,
or
come on.
go for a raise.
But you're not giving credit where credit's due. Nancy Pelosi, I make sure I say her name right, because she's just incredible. Nancy Pelosi wears ashes on her forehead sometimes. So
Did you get too close to the candle?
Was she is she lenting or something?
Yeah, she took the.
I'm messing. No, she's horrible. But anyway, the point is I think we're all saying, this is the stuff this is how it was, and
This is
you
what
should read some of these stories. There's
this is
some
what we're
crazy
up
stories out
against
there
today.
where people were beaten on the floor on the Senate floor. I mean, they got mad. Somebody over there took a stick and just beat the guy, and nobody did anything about it. They were very serious about certain things at the time. I mean, it wasn't a Christian argument or anything, but I mean, they took things very seriously, and they took this very seriously.
Today we're more we're kind of getting off track here, but we're more focused on trying to derail a president and trying to find garbage on him than they are about doing the jobs that they were elected to do.
Exactly. And they play with the media. And speaking of,
And I don't care what side of it. I would say that when Obama was in the
Sure,
White House
absolutely.
too, because we're more focused on trying to hang somebody. And listen, he's a president of the United States. I am going to root for him to succeed for the betterment of the people than I am to try and wish that he fails.
Right.
Why would you want to wish anybody that is leading your nation, leading your country, to fail?
Right.
I don't care what side of the fence you're on, whether it be Obama or whether it be Trump. We all know I wasn't an Obama fan. But come on, I'm not going to sit there and wish the man to fail. He's the leader of my country.
Yeah.
God forbid he fails and he lets our defenses down.
Yes.
Well, I'm not in any better position than I was before. So let's do the job that we elected you to do. Okay, we're going to sit here and do for 3 years, 4 years, however long, trying to find Trump to be colluding with some country, Russia, that they had something to do. I'm going to go off on a big tangent here. Stop. I'm going to stop now. Let's focus on doing our jobs and stop trying to hang a guy.
As he
You
is
know what?
doing,
Right.
focusing on
Right.
doing a job.
We have another
Yeah.
election, and if the people of this country have any belief in what you're saying, they'll vote for you.
Yes,
Okay.
right.
And you'll get the guy out,
Through the Electoral College, by the way.
which they're trying to do away with.
I
But
know.
anyway,
Why? And that's again, but that's not off on a tangent. That's the reality. Why are they doing that? Because they want to win. They want to do something completely different.
Right.
And unfortunately, as you know, despite popular belief, it's not a big percentage. So that's the bottom line. Anyway, yeah,
oh my gosh,
this-
we didn't again.
Oh yeah, there's so many much more to talk about.
Again, we just
Yeah.
read the quotes. We didn't even get into what we. we didn't even get into. I really
Yeah.
wanted to talk on. I really wanted to get to Zach Baker's thing here about
And we will.
about the death
We will.
penalty.
Yeah.
And
We'll do that.
There's
Well,
so
listen,
much
guys,
more.
you guys have so much stuff that you've thrown at us. Keep it coming. We love
Yes.
it, and we have a lot
Listen,
more to talk
call
about.
in. This is a live show. Call in. Don't be scared. Kenny
Yeah.
doesn't bite.
No, I don't.
Mel will hold him back.
Yeah,
But-
absolutely.
Or I'll mute him.
Or he'll meet me.
Yeah, he has the power.
Yeah. So yeah, call in anytime, and also again, we have a new we have our podcast up. It's castbox.com. You can go there, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, like us on, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, subscribe to our channel on podcast as well.
Yeah.
Subscribe to that, and also follow us and like and share us with your friends on Facebook.
Hey, listen, if you like what you're hearing too, and you like the show, and you want to contribute, and you have topics, email us as well. Also, we are opening it up for advertising.
Yes.
We're opening up for a way for you to come alongside and help build this. It has gotten to the point where we need to branch out, and
Yeah.
where we need to grow more. And the only way we can do that really is to get some funding. And like I said, we don't beg.
No.
No, we're not here to beg. We're telling you, we do look at this here at the Ken and Mike Show as a ministry, because everything we do here we want to do through a faith perspective.
Yep.
We do agree that these are our opinions. We're not sponsored by anybody. We're not speaking for any certain organization, any church. These are strictly our opinions. So if you
Just
know
Ken,
where,
Mike, and Mel.
yes, if you know where we go to church, please don't attack our pastor if it's something that you don't agree with what we're saying.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with him.
It's just us.
Right.
So again, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's the Ken and Mike Show, and again, you can check us out next Tuesday for sure, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be we have some guests coming up, by the way.
yeah,
too.
we will.
Yeah.
We do have some guests come up. That Netflix thing that you were talking
Yeah,
about.
and I believe we're going to be having a band on soon. I don't
Yes.
want to solidify
Yeah,
that, but I'm
yeah,
pretty sure
we-
we have the afters coming on
That's
eventually.
awesome. We do want to talk about Zach Baker's topic
Yes.
with the death sentence.
Yep.
Brian Halverson, we haven't left you out with the churchology and theology thing, but there was so much good meat here that we can continue to make another show out of it. and-
Absolutely.
and get
so
back
many
to
more,
it.
yeah. So guys, thank you. God bless you guys, and
Next
we will see
Tuesday.
you next Tuesday.
The Ken and Mike Show.
God bless.
The Ken and Mike Show.